My wife, Billy Joe, is back there. We have 3 beautiful kiddos, but we're going to talk about Dane tonight. You know, you're in Alaska, right? It's summertime. You always got to go out and enjoy the summer, right? Whether you're 20 weeks pregnant or not, you know, like you don't really feel, you know, maybe not too much. And you're in Alaska, let's go for a little four-wheeler ride, right? So that's what we did. We went out with a big group of people, went on a four-wheeler ride. And, you know, like you do, you're kind of following each other around. You go around the corner, you kind of stop, kind of look back and wait for them to come. We did that a few times, and I look back, and she's not there. So I'm like, okay, wait a couple seconds. A couple more seconds. I'm like, I don't see her still. So turn around, head back, and that's when I see she's tipped over the four-wheeler with the handlebars right in her stomach. She's screaming, my baby, my baby. I'm like, holy shit, excuse my language, running over there. Like, this is nuts. Like, go over there, try to help pull that off, pull the four-wheeler off. She's screaming. We get her in a side-by-side, took her down. They had a little emergency team down there waiting, and they were trying to find the heartbeat, check in, couldn't find the heartbeat. They're like, oh my gosh, like, we need to rush to the hospital right now down in Matsu. We get down there, they got a little more high tech, you know, equipment. They ended up finding the heartbeat. Like, oh my goodness, so thankful. Well, what that did, as you guys already know, throughout pregnancy, you know, a stress pregnancy can grow a stress baby. And so she was on bed rest pretty much from 20 weeks on, like the whole second half of her pregnancy. That went okay as best as it could, right? You know, super stressful. But he ended up joining us. Had an awesome water birth, you know, kind of similar. Like he was a great kid. But as he got a little older, getting to that potty training kind of age, you know, like he wanted to, like 12, 15 months, like, yeah, let's do it. Kind of doing his own for a minute. Like, no, maybe not. He kind of kept backing off. Well, it's really, really hard to potty train, especially number 2, right? Pooping. Talking about that tonight. When you pretty much have diarrhea every single bowel movement. 6 times a day, multiple times throughout the day. How the heck are you going to potty train a kid? Like, he can't control it, can't feel it. His brain is not communicating properly to his body. And so we went and got some tests, got some pediatric doctors. We did a colonoscopy, we did an endoscopy. You know, like 2 years old, you know, 2.5 years old. That's a lot for a little kid. You got to put him under anesthesia for that. Like, that's big time. Like, that's just not good stuff anyways for anybody. Let alone for, you know, a little 2-year-old. I'm sure many of you have heard from any other practitioners, you know, whatever it is, colic, fussy, potty training, they'll grow out of it, right? Anybody heard that before? Yeah. Well, that's BS. They don't grow out of it. What they do is they grow into something else, and we'll get more into that later. And so that just really got us upset. It's like, that's all we keep hearing is going to grow out of it. And so fast forward into going into chiropractic school. You know, I really kind of want to be like most chiropractors that most of us probably know, right? Back pain, headaches, sports, things like that, which is awesome. I saw a chiropractor, you know, growing up through sports too. But when we walked into this class that was a pediatric chiropractor, it was on peds that day, they're like, hey, if you guys got a kiddo, bring him in. You know, we'll just, you know, we always use our kids for, you know, tests, right? But so me and my wife, we brought him in the classroom, and the first thing the doc said is like, that kid either never eats or he poops way too much. He had no idea who we were. We just walked in with some students, you know, pretty new parents, first-time parents. We're like, what the heck is he talking about? You know, like, how does he know? Like, just looking at him, he just knows. And we're like, holy crap, like that's amazing. So pretty much right after that class, we found a local chiropractor down there by my school that saw kids, and we got him started right away. It literally took like 4 adjustments, and he had his first solid poop in like 3.5 years. Like, can you imagine going through that? I'm sure some of you can. Maybe some of you have dealt with that before. Like, that's a long time not to have solid poop. And so fast forward, that's really one of the big reasons why I do what I do, and I want to see kids, I want to help them thrive, and why it's so important to get them checked really as soon as possible. And then, you know, he's kicking butt. This is him here. Obviously, you probably picked that up. And so there he is now. He's 11 years old. judo, guitar, doing all these things, just excelling and doing awesome in life. So that is my kind of why right there.